I've got my red on. It's Christmas in July. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. I don't normally upload on a Saturday night, but tonight's a special night. I am participating in a Christmas in July collaboration hosted by 4 really great creators. Let's see. There's Missy from Crafty Cove. There's Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. There is Tammy from The Rusted Willow and Stephanie from Mama Can Make It. And they're really sweet ladies. I have gotten to know them just a little bit over the internet and watch their channels. They make great things. So you're going to want to check their channels out, which will be linked below. And also you're going to want to check out the playlist where all of the creators who are participating in this Christmas in July collab will be putting their videos. So if you are looking for early Christmas inspiration, this is the place to find it. So we were challenged to pick our favorite Christmas movie and make some DIYs from that. And then we were also challenged to do a couple traditional DIYs. So the movie that I ended up picking was Little Women. And the reason was it came out at Christmas time. It was the last movie I saw in the theater, and it does celebrate Christmas in the movie, and it really hones in on the reason for Christmas. So naturally, my DIYs are going to be kind of vintage, cottage, the way the March sisters lived. They kind of lived in a cottage type home. When I went to see the movie, the sets were gorgeous. When you see them on the big screen, all the antiques, all the beautiful decor. I was watching the movie, but I was like, oh my gosh, look at that picture, look at that vase, look at that. You know, I was looking at all of the set. But anyway, so I have cottage DIYs that are inspired from the 19th century vintage kind of styled DIYs today. And then also one of them I'm painting, which is a little bit of an ode to Amy because she really wanted to be a painter. So I have those DIYs and then I have 2 traditional DIYs, and I am going to quit yakking and let's get to these DIYs. For this DIY, we're going to use one of these picture frames from the dollar store, and these have kind of a little stand in the back. We're going to use that. We're going to use the apple barrel paint here in Christmas green. We're going to use a little bit of this folk art paint in wicker white. You need a fan brush and just this straight edged brush here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take out your glass pieces. There's 2 glass pieces in here. Pliers work best. Be careful not to break those pieces that hold the glass in place off. You have to be careful you don't do that. So you're going to pull off your stand, pull the glass out, and we're going to paint on the piece that doesn't have the sticky stuff on it. Of course, you're going to want to clean the other one off before you put it back together. All right, we're going to take our fan brush and our Christmas green. We're going to make a line at the top, and then all we're going to do is just fan out this paint, and we're going to fan it out just like it's a tree, which is what we're making, a tree. And I loved doing this. It was so much fun. I'm trying to fill it in darker in the middle there because I found that when you put the candle behind it, it looks better that way. And I just found this very therapeutic. It was a lot of fun. You can do short trees, you can do tall trees. Every tree you make is just a little bit different than the last one you made. I found this technique on a blog. Actually, there's a few different techniques. So I'm going to go ahead and link that blog post below so that you have it. And I'm just filling this in darker here just to make sure I have it as dark as I want it. And then you wait for that to dry. And then after that's dry, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your white, in my case I have the wicker white, and you're just going to kind of dab it with the flat brush onto the branches and make it look like you have snow. And at first, when I did this, I did it sparingly, and I'm going to show you, I have 2 others that I did. I'm going to show you towards the end how I made those. I actually found that because I want to put a candle behind it, that you're definitely going to want to fill it in. And so I'm filling this one in very heavily with the white paint because I want this tree to look completely flocked and snow covered. So I really enjoy painting, and I wanted to do a painting DIY because I felt like that was really fitting with Amy, because Amy in Little Women is wanting to be a painter, and so I just really wanted to paint something like she was doing in the movie, and I just thought maybe that would tie in well also my favorite movie with this DIY. And there, look how that looks. Doesn't that look great? So there's the other two that I did. And this one's not filled in as well as you can see. I really like it filled in a lot more. It's entirely up to you. You're going to put it back into the glass. I actually found it was easier for me to use my hands to push those notches back down again. Be careful you don't break them. Slide your stand back on, and there you have it. Okay, DIY number 2. I have this box from Hobby Lobby. I paid about $6 for it. Never liked the color, so we're going to go ahead and paint it white. Okay, 1 coat of Waverly white chalk paint. Let it dry about a half an hour. Then give it a second coat and let that dry about a half an hour, so about an hour total. Okay, I have this lace ribbon, and I cannot remember if it came from the Dollar Tree or if it came from Walmart. Either way, I had it on hand, so it didn't cost me anything extra. And I'm just hot gluing this around my box here and give it kind of a vintage look to it. And now I'm just adding this little tag that I got at Walmart last Christmas. It's a leftover one that I hadn't used. I think they came in a pack of 6, I believe. Either, I don't know, 3 or 6, I can't remember. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hot glue that on there. And then I just took some more twine that I had in kind of a green color there. And I just made a little bow and snipped off the edges and glued it on there. Okay, so now you're just going to see me take these little kind of satin, I think they're satin, roses that I have in the different colors here. And I'm trying to remember if I got these at Michael's or I got these at Joann's. I can't remember which place I got them. I don't think I got them at Hobby Lobby, but I'm just trying to figure out where I want to place them here. So I really feel like these have kind of a cottagey feel to it with the roses here. Kind of reminds me of the movie, The March Sisters, and their cottage that they lived in. And so I just kind of wanted to give this a cottage kind of romantic style look to it. Okay, so as I finish up these roses, I'm going to complete that. I'm just going to add 3 bottle brush trees that I have. Those are kind of vintagey also. And there you have the second DIY. Okay, I wanted to do one more because I felt like cloches were just really old world. Dollar Tree cloche, Waverly white chalk paint, sponge brush. We're going to just take it. I'm actually painting the inside because I want to see how well my paint gets along with my surface. But we're going to flip it over. We're going to do 1 coat, and then we're going to do 2 coats, and we're just making a base here with this white chalk paint. And then now I'm going to take this paint here. This is Annie's metallic paint in antique gold. And I'm going to take my foam brush and brush it on here. I did not like using the foam brush. I had to do this 3 times. It was a real pain. And then in the end, I thought it was too bright and I didn't like the way it looked. So I decided to improvise and take my granite gray from Apple Barrel, mix it with water, and I decided to brush that on top of it. And then after doing that a couple times around, I decided I didn't like that either. And then I just decided to dry brush the granite gray on top of it, and I ended up liking that the best. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to put a couple little bottle brush trees in here and a little birch log, and you're going to see how I decorated it here in just a second. It took about an hour for this to dry also. Okay, now we're moving on to our traditional DIYs. I am just measuring these coasters so that I can get an idea of what size ornaments to put on my Cricut. I just went into Design Space and I found 4 ornaments that were similar to each other, and I'm going to put those on these coasters. The coasters I found at Hobby Lobby, and I painted them with the white chalk paint also, and then I Mod Podged them before I put these ornaments down. And I'm going to try to find the link for these, all of these Cricut things. I'm going to try to find the link for you so that I can, so you can find it in Design Space. I'm just Mod Podging those down. I also made this sign. I thought coffee and Christmas music, that is just perfect, and I printed that out in the Cricut, and then I'm going to take it, and if you see that I have right next to it there one of those plastic cutting boards from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it on the cutting board. After I get it the transfer tape on there, we're going to put it on the cutting board and center it there. And again, I will try to have this linked also. This is actually the first time I have cut out something like this all together. So I think somewhere in there that means I'm getting better at using my Cricut. And then I just found, you know, these ornaments are just, they're similar styles. So I just thought they would be really cute on coasters together. And so you're just getting an idea of all the different ones that I picked. And then I'm just going to lay these on the coasters here. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Mod Podge the top of them. And just give it another coat. Let that dry. And there you have some really simple, this took me like an hour. It was so simple. They were easy to cut out. Just tie them up with some rope and you can give those as a gift. You know, just take them, tie them up, add a little, like, you know, tag to them and give them away. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I took these pieces of leaves off of another arrangement that I had. It was a Christmas floral. I just took these pieces off of it. I'm just hot gluing them on there. And then I took some more of the lace ribbon, made a bow, hot glued that on there, and then I'm going to hot glue this snowflake ribbon on top of that. The snowflake ribbon also came from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to glue that one together and glue it on top. And I made a little center piece for that there so I could kind of pull it tighter together. And then I'm just going to glue that on. And there you have it. These are 2 really simple traditional Christmas DIYs that you could give away as gifts or keep for yourself. and I'm really happy with the way these turned out. I hope you've enjoyed these DIYs today. I have enjoyed showing them to you and making this video. Please make sure you check out the playlist for all the other videos that are on the Christmas in July playlist. Also make sure you check out the hosts and their channels. I'll have those linked below. Have a wonderful week.